Your song of the week, Diamonds and Baguettes. La Jello.
Diamonds and baguettes. And if you want to, I can show you how to stack up that bread. And I can really show you how to next to get that check. That's the shit, bitch. I been running shit. My partner let that cut it hit. Don't speak no shit to notice it. The odds is blind, they overthink. My brain hit, man, them told to believe. You see the odds, he gon' blow for me. Hang out the roof, that's first degree. His mama crying, she supposed to see. Hey, Zula, make me ice. I'm really having motion of the niggas, they despise me. I'm really trying to run it up, the blues and shit excite me. He's stacking pink, green, and blue, and that shit is enticing. And half of these whole freestyles, I ain't really with the right or the title. Ay, I get a check and I spin it, get it right back with the quickness. I ain't even study y'all last, I really do this with precision. I been run up a dub, I spin that check the whole game winning. He try to dip off, he try to run, got hit like 20 on my wrist, and I put 20 on my neck. That's a 40 piece, we really have diamonds and baguettes. And if you want to, I can show you how to stack up that bread. And I can really show you how to next to get that check. That's the shit, bitch, I been running shit. My partner let that cut it hit. Don't speak no shit to notice it. The odds is blind, they overthink. My brain hit, man, them told to believe. You see the odds, he gon' blow for me. Hang out the roof, that's first degree. His mama crying, she supposed to be. Ay, 20 on my wrist, and I put 20 on my neck. That's a 40 piece, we really have diamonds and baguettes. And if you want to, I can show you how to stack up that bread. And I can really show you how to next to get that check. That's the shit, bitch, I been running shit. My partner let that cut it hit. Don't speak on shit, just notice it. The odds is blind, they overthink. My brain hit, man, don't told to believe. You see the odds, he gon' blow for me. Hang out the roof, that's first degree. His mama crying, she supposed to be, ayy. Mama crying, she supposed to be, ayy.
Yes, sir. That was Diamonds and Baguettes by La Jello. Shout out to Alabama and all that. Well, I'm Ali. This is Hoodstar 365. And this is Respect the Game, the podcast, episode 157. And on today's podcast, the discussion is going to be, who are you? What are your qualifications? Who are you to be giving up game and your personal opinions regarding adulthood, life skills, and sharing your opinion regarding whether it's reflective of other people? Now, I've been noticing that lately a lot on social media. I guess it's a good way, or a good, they say a good niche to start, just speak and start talking like you know what you're talking about, and you gain a lot of followers, especially on TikTok. But when I look at people that's doing that and I see that their faces, their baby faces, and I'm saying to myself, how could this person possibly, first of all, be old enough to give his opinion or be judgmental on life, and they haven't lived long enough on this planet to do so? So let's start like this. Did you graduate from high school? That's the first step. Did you go to school? Did you graduate from high school? Did you go to college? Did you graduate from college? Did you even experience at least a semester? Did you go to college for at least one semester? Did you serve in the military? Did you go in the Army, the Marines, the Air Force, the Navy, the Coast Guard? Did you serve any time in the military that give you that discipline, that structure, then for you to come home and then share it, because you did and you learned something? No? Did you get in trouble? Did you go to prison? Was you on the streets and you was hustling or whatever it is you was doing? Then you got sent to prison, and then you did a bid. Then that's a life experience. That's one of the most ultimate negative life experience. And yeah, you should share that experience with other young men and young women so they don't make the same mistakes that you made. Did you do that? No? Did you play professional sports? Or did you, anything that, like what have you accomplished or what have you done in your young life that gives you the qualifications to get on social media and create a page that your content is having people come on your live and you're talking about life skills or life experiences or relationships or parenting? Or, like, how are you qualified to speak on that? And you're only in your 20s. That's my only question. Because, you know, on my For You page, because I have a podcast, so this is what I see on my For You page. And so I started watching a couple of them, and I was like, but damn, how are they being so ignorant and vulgar to whoever comes on their live, and they're an adult, obviously older than them, and they're young. And then as soon as you go against whatever it is they're talking about, then they become very, very emotional and rude and ignorant towards their guests. And I've noticed that, like, today's men in their 20s, they're very emotional. I don't know, it's the shit they put in the food. I don't know, like, but the men today are like real sassy and zesty and very emotional, like women. You know how women are bicker and debate with you and then get upset and start about and all that? Like, that's not what men do. That's not how a man is supposed to carry himself. Or get in the man's DMs or in the comments and just keep going back and forth. Like, if I come on your page and I make a comment, I'm gonna make one comment, dog. Then you reply, then I might reply one more time after that. You know, if I deem necessary. But I'm not gonna be going back and forth like females, bro. That's what women do. You know what I'm saying? Especially in this field. When you come into the podcast world and you start giving your opinions, people are gonna check you. And they're going to see, well, who the fuck is this guy to speak on anything, right? Then what you're going to do is Google me. Hoodstar World, Hoodstar 365, Ali Torres. You can Google me, right? And it'll pop up. So I can give my opinion, but I don't do it on my platform. I have guests come on and then create a topic and then start discussing it and then degrade them. No, I'd rather enlighten them and inspire them, uplift them. So I'm in the music, the fashion, and then the podcast field, right? So I have a multimedia platform. So on my Instagram, a lot of indie artists come on my platform and they want me to listen to their music and give my opinion concerning their music. Well, how do I qualify about the music? Well, I've only been in the music business for quite a few years and been working with quite a few artists and put several artists on and teach them and show them the way. And now that's their career. Talking about artists and comedians, you know, how to monetize their following and their content. Then I can speak on, look, this is my life experiences. Yes, I went to high school and I graduated. Yes, I went to college. Yes, I was in the military. Yes, I went to prison. Yes, I'm an ex-drug dealer. Yes, I'm a womanizer. You know, I don't know where I got that from. Oh, because my dad left me and my mom when I was 2. So I guess I had daddy issues. So I never trust no woman. So I was just meet them, have sex with them, then like them, fall in love, they get pregnant, have a baby, and then after a while we break up. And then the cycle continues and continues until I found myself at later years to where I was like, well, damn, that ain't the right course and take, you know what I'm saying? So let me find myself and fall in love with myself and not be dependent on another human being to make me feel good about myself. See? children came out of that. I got 7 kids. I got 4 grandkids. So I can speak in all retrospects and all avenues of life, from the good, from the bad, and the ugly. So that's called qualifications. This is why I named my brand Hood Star World, right? Because in the hood, our world the reflection is negativity, right? But we are humans. We're not any other thing. We can be corrected. We can transform from bad to good. We can turn our bad experiences and then share with the younger generations to teach them that, yo, that ain't the way, bro. You're going to end up going to prison. Yo, that ain't the way, but you're going to end up getting shot and killed. Yo, that ain't the way, man. You're going to end up shooting somebody, bro. You're going to go to prison for 25 years to life. Yo, I encourage you to go ahead and go to school, bro. Yeah, go to college, dog. Get a degree in something. Or learn how to invest your money. Learn cryptocurrency. That's the new thing, man. Your generation is digital currency. You see what's going on around the world with the Russia, Ukraine. Even though they make it seem real basic on TV, on the news, and they say, well, he's a terrorist, he's a murderer, he's this. That's not why they're at war. They're at war because of the new shift that's happening across the globe. As far as digital currency, and who's going to hold the power, the blockchain. For the last 50 years in America, everybody's been distracted with entertainment, sports, drugs, crime, just a revolving door. And meanwhile, the rest of the world's been seeking information, going to school 7 days a week, seeking information, technology, and they advanced within the last 50 years. They advanced so much that they passed us. We were the most powerful country in the world, economically, financially, and with intelligence and knowledge and instruments and vehicles and jets and boats. We had all that technology. But what happened? Greed, and then the people that were within our ranks started selling the knowledge to other countries and teaching them how to do it. So now you got Russia, China, Venezuela, all the countries that they say are communists or against United Nations or NATO, and the bad or evil, right? How they portray it, right? Well, those countries, they started getting up on their tech and sending their kids to school 7 days a week. 7 days a week they go to school. Information. Now they got jets, they got drones, they got everything. They got nuclear weapons. They got everything that we have and more, with more capabilities. And guess what? The United States and everybody in it is still distracted. Now it's social media, being distracted with social media, TikTok, and the girls showing the crack of their ass and the crack of their vaginas, and you can see their nipples, and they're dancing and getting millions of views. Then we have a lot of great content creators on TikTok and Instagram. They're definitely not being compensated for their talents and their skills. So for you to give game or to give free game to speak on life, you got to have qualifications for it, man. You can't just get on the internet and just start talking and be fucking talking, bro. Like, what have you done? Like, who are you? Where have you been? Have you gone around the world? Have you jumped on the plane and went on the other side of the world? Have you been to Korea? Have you been to Japan? Have you gone to Hawaii? Have you gone to Malaysia, to the Philippines, to Australia, to the UK, to France, to Africa? Did you play college basketball, football, baseball, high school? Did you go to Iraq, Afghanistan? Did you serve prison time? 23 in the box? Did you hear all the screams and the chains and the keys and the people getting shanked, raped, and COs beating inmates up? Did you experience that trauma? Did you do any of that? If you didn't do none of that, then you're not qualified to have no type of platform to be bringing on guests and speaking on life and then being opinionated about it and then being judgmental and degrading women. It's not a good look. And then for you to step to somebody like me, triple OG certified, Google me. Because everything that I just said, I experienced. Never been a rat, never snitched. I went and did my 10 years like a soldier. I did my 7 years in the military like a soldier. I did my 10 years in prison like a soldier. I did my 4 years in high school like a superstar. Because I played basketball in high school. And I went to college. And I played college basketball for 2 years. And I was a drug dealer on the street for 12 years. So like I said, the qualifications are there. So yeah, I can have a platform where I'm speaking and I can give my opinion or give you some type of advice. You know, be your life coach and can teach you. Hit me up. I got you. Or if you're an artist, you want to learn how to monetize your music. You know, concerning your publishing, distribution, syncing, and licensing. Or how to record. Or how to start your own radio station. Or how to start a mixtape series. Or how to make your own merch. How to print. See? Not just getting on here and be talking to be talking. You got to be doing. You have to have life experiences. And then, you know, not only for the world, but for yourself. Because I think I would feel pretty empty if I was just to be fucking talking and talking and talking, but I ain't doing shit. You know? This is what I do every day through hard work and dedication. Now my life is this. I don't have to go apply for a job at Amazon or at Walmart or go back to construction or go back to doing that or running the street selling drugs and none of that shit. This is the hustle. Right here. This is the product. The best product in the world. You don't go to prison for it unless you don't pay the taxes. Merch. Music. Merch. Podcasts. Mixtapes. So let's do better. That's all. Stop degrading women, especially our women. Like, what is it with that? Why are black and Latinos on the internet degrading our women. That's all we got. And I know that you guys in 2022 dealing with a woman and catching feelings for a young lady is very, very difficult during these times compared to when I was your age, in my 20s. Because when I was a teenager and then in my 20s, when I first started making babies, I didn't have to deal with 1,000 motherfucking dicks in my girl's DM or in the comments. We didn't have none of that. I just had to deal with a couple of jokers that's in the neighborhood that, was trying to slide and come through. Then it was up to her whether she gonna give us some ass or not. You know what I'm saying? But nowadays, like, a female can tell you she love you and all that, and the dude be on her DM and they go link, I call it a sneaking link and all that. It's very disrespectful. I understand the trauma in that and your feelings being hurt. So you got to watch your approach and who you meet and who you fall in love with. You got to be very careful. And then, through life and through experiences, then you start recognizing when you see somebody, you meet somebody, you can tell right away by their spirit, by their soul, how they carry themselves. And that's somebody that you can possibly see yourself with. Then you ask her for her number and you start talking to her. I can tell who's a fast ass and who's a good one like within a few minutes. So that's all I was trying to get across. If you're going to be giving your opinion or having some type of platform to where you're being judgmental, then you're not qualified, man. You're not qualified. If you're in your 20s, you're not qualified to give nobody no life skill advice. Because you haven't done nothing in your lifetime as a kid. You're too young. What the fuck have you done? Besides sit on your phone all day. What trauma have you gone through and experienced, whether good, bad, or ugly, that you can share with the world? And to let them know, like, yeah, this is what it is. This is how I handled it. I wouldn't do this. I would do it like this. That's all. Because it's true what they say. On the internet, you could be anything you put your mind to. You could do anything you put your mind to with social media. You could portray yourself to be anybody, anything. At any given time. But me as an OG, it's frustrating, like to me, because when I see it, I'm like, well, damn, how the fuck this little young dude is talking about this? How did he experience that? You know what I'm saying? That's all. It ain't no hate. I'd rather see you guys doing that than outside with guns and shooting and going for that. He's your op and everybody's the op and all that bullshit, man. That shit's corny. Just be mindful, Somebody comes to your platform and they start talking, expressing themselves to you, just be a good listener. And then just use common sense. Like, well, I wouldn't do that if it was me. Or if I don't know, if I was to be put in that position, how would I react to it? Let's just do better, man. Let's just love one another. Let's teach one and teach. I'll just say teach one and teach one. Preach one and teach one. And my brother's keeper. Let's pull each other up. We can admonish one another because that's what brothers and sisters are supposed to do. But not degrade one another and be judgmental to one another because only God can judge us. And get right with God because at any moment, any day, any second, This world can come to a complete halt. It can just come to a complete stop. You think we was quarantined for 2 years? If Russia and the United States don't stop playing and China with one another and North Korea, there's going to be a nuclear war. They're projecting a nuclear war, to World War III, to break out in 2023. And if that was to happen, then if you're in your home when that happens, then you have to stay in your home. Quarantine. You won't be able to go outside at all. Look at, in Japan, we dropped the bomb 70 years ago. It's been 70 years, and they still have the ill effects of that nuclear bomb that we dropped on them. There is no living creature nowhere near where that bomb dropped. It's like 70 kilometers or something like that. That whole radius is dead. And the water is, like, there's all kinds of disabilities and cancers. And the people in that region. That's forever damaged. All because of mankind's ignorance and the testosterone. Who got the biggest boat? Who got the biggest ship? Who got the tallest buildings? Who got the fastest jet? Who got the biggest nuclear bomb? Who can go to space? This, that, this, that, all a bunch of nothing. Because rest assured, we all have the same thing in common. No matter if you're a billionaire and I'm a thousandaire, right? There's one thing that's for sure, that we are the same, and that's promise. And you know what that is? That's death. We all have our number and all our time and day when we're going to be just fall out dead, where our souls will leave our bodies and then go to the Mimbar and to the day of resurrection, to the day of judgment. Then we're going to be judged for what we've done during our lifetime. So everything between that, from the time you was born to that, to when you die, then it's nothing but mere amusement, play. And all the things that you were able to achieve and get during your lifetime, it doesn't mean a fucking thing, man. Because you can bury your money with you, but you can't even go to the bank, take your money out the bank right now. Even if you have $1 million in the bank, you can't go to the bank like, yo, I want to withdraw $100,000. They ain't gonna give it to you. They're gonna give you $30,000. Go to Soldier Boy's page and you see he went to the bank trying to get $100,000 out, and they give him $30,000. Tell him they can't give him $100,000. He's like, well, where's my money at? So the times have changed, man. You got to take your money and put it into crypto trust wallets and get the card, like from M1, and Coinbase, and Crypto.com, and Robinhood. And you get a card from them, and you can just use it for transactions. Times have changed, bro. And the money transactions, how it's transferred and doing transactions around the world with SWIFT, that's old news, man. So that's what the big power pool is about. That. So now it's blockchain, Bitcoin, Ethereum. So now the new platform to handle all those transactions and at a more faster rate is called XRP. That's the stock ID. But the actual thing is called Ripple. Where you can do a transaction across the world within 3 minutes. Not 3 to 5 business days. Get it? All right. So I'm Ali, Hoodstar 365. Now you know I just want to touch on that just, briefly. It's all love from this side, man. I want all my young men and women to, yes, create content. Because content is king. Yes, create a podcast. When you create a podcast, though, and you start speaking, whatever it is your niche that you're trying to, bring to the world, you have to have the qualifications for it. Okay? So whatever it is that you've done or whatever you got going on, then speak on that, what you experienced. That's all. All right? So nothing but love, man. This has been Respect the Game, the podcast, episode 157. I'm Ali, Hoodstar 365. And this podcast is brought to you by Hoodstar World. Because Hoodstar World makes the world go around. Everything about the world come from the hood. When I say the hood, I mean black and brown people. Whether it's music, entertainment, fashion, and all that, the rest of the world is mimicking us. Thus create the culture, what they call hip-hop culture. Yeah, that'd be us. It's a Hoodstar World. So, the merch is Hoodstar. Negative to positive, man. Negative to positive. So you can go to hoodstarworld.com and go support the merch. Follow me on TikTok at Hoodstar World. Subscribe to my YouTube channel at Hoodstar World. And I'm on IG as Hoodstar365, Hoodstar World, Hoodstar365 TV Radio. And go tune into the all hip-hop, indie artists, hip-hop's future stars at Hoodstar365TVRadio.com. 7 days a week, 365 days a year. All right? Well, I'm Ali, Hoodstar365. Love y'all. Stay up, stay out the way, stay positive. Let's get it. Peace.